Okay, this is going to be a little bit complicated. I've sold my Alesis SR-16, and before it goes, I want to get all the drum sounds out of it. So I've already taken the audio samples out of it. I'll just show you in Reaper what I mean by that. Let's back this up a little bit and play it. And that's going to be a perfectly fine way to use all these drum patterns again. You say, well, how? Well, it's easy because once they're like this in Reaper, you can loop them, you can edit them, you can speed them up, you can slow them down, but they are now 16-bit waves. It would be way better to have the MIDI, all the MIDI patterns of the patterns that I want out of the Alesis SR-16. Well, the Apollo doesn't do MIDI, and the Focusrite 2i2 does not do MIDI. And my Tascam Model 24 is in the shop. It doesn't do MIDI. My Scarlett 18i, it does do MIDI, but it's not here. It's at a band's house. So I got thinking, how can I get this Alesis SR-16? How can I get the MIDI patterns into my Mac computer or into my PC laptop or my computer over there? How can I get my MIDI out of this thing with no USB? Well, I got thinking, this drum kit here, this Alesis Strike, it has MIDI. Or as well, I have hidden over here somewheres, I've got a, what is this, an Arturia keyboard. It has MIDI. So what I can do, what I'm going to do, well, I'll show you over here. It's a little complicated, but it works. I tried it already. I go from the Alesis SR-16 MIDI out, and I had to go to MIDI setup, omnichannel's fine, but I had to go to drum out and turn that on. It was not on, okay? I go into my Strike Pro kit, and as long as your module or thing has 5-pin MIDI, I think you're gonna be able to do this. So this is the 5-pin MIDI returning from the Alesis SR-16, and I had to go into utility and MIDI and turn the MIDI through on, which I've done. And now what I've got, let's just get out of here. How do you get all the way out of here? This is fine. Now what I've got is the Alesis SR-16 is now outputting its MIDI to there, which is then outputting its MIDI to Reaper. So let's check this out. Pay attention to track 2, not track 1. And I've got EZDrummer 3 even in the mix here. If it would be so kind as to load. There we go. So now when I hit this on the SR-16, it's playing into EZDrummer 3. And just to prove that a little bit more, I'll go kick. Kind of cool, right? So I've got my SR-16 hooked up to EZDrummer 3. That was not the goal of this. The goal was to get my patterns into Reaper, which I'm going to do right now. So whether I have EZDrummer 3 running or not, that is totally irrelevant at this point. What I want to do is go back to the start of this fake song. I'm just housing all my stuff in this Reaper session. I'm going to go ahead and start recording. And now I can start at the Rock 1 pattern and hit play. And I'm stealing the soul out of the Alesis SR-16. Now all I have to do is go through each one. So here's Rock 2. I'm fairly pleased with myself for figuring this little workaround out. I was like, oh man, I don't have anything with 5-pin MIDI that goes into a computer anymore, but I do. I got the Alesis Strike and I got that white Arturia keyboard. So yeah, we're good. And I'm stealing the MIDI right out of the box. Rock 4. Just to show you that it actually works, I'm going to stop Reaper here. We'll go back. We'll just play a little bit of this. That's actually playing into EZDrummer 3. So it's working like a charm. It's nice when you have a harebrained idea and it actually works. I mean, you don't always get so lucky on these things. Let's do Rock 5, make sure Reaper's recording. And I can just change them as I feel like it because it's all MIDI now, right? Like, I can just cut them later. If you have to do something like this, that's the only changes I had to make. Was on here I had to make sure that the drum MIDI was playing out, and on the Alesis I had to make sure that the drum MIDI was playing through. Now I should just be able to hit up and it'll play the next pattern. I could, in theory, speed this up too. Like, I could play it hyper fast just to get it over quicker. I'll even do the fill on this one. Some of these sound like they're going to be fun to play with. What is pattern 10? R&B? Let's hear it again. Yeah, all right. R&B 2. We're going through all the R&Bs right now. I can unhook these. Those aren't even in play. Must be in the blues now. Yeah, I'm in blues 1. I'm gonna put this in the phone holster. If any of you guys go to do this and need some help, let me know. Ask in the comments. I don't know how many patterns are on this thing. Probably says. 49. you guys get the idea. I can let this just finish, but yeah, just to recap, I wanted to save all the patterns out of the Alesis SR-16 before I sell it to somebody. So I did all the audio. The audio is fine. The audio is perfectly usable. You can snip that up. You can speed it up, slow it down. The only thing you can't do is change the sound of the drums. Now that I have the MIDI, I'm actually going to be able to change the drum set, you know? Like every time the snare hits, it could be a cowbell. Like with MIDI, it's super powerful, right? So it's like, how am I going to get 5-pin MIDI, 5-din or pin MIDI into a Mac? And I had a stroke of brilliance, and I'm like, it goes from here to another MIDI device that has USB into the Mac. And don't you know, it's working pretty good. So I'm just going to finish this up. Watch or don't, it's basically, the video is just going to be me finishing this up, going through all the patterns. Sure are a lot of patterns. Pattern are we at here? 32. Sounds like we got into some punk stuff. I only use this machine for patterns to write songs with. That means I could have bought this machine a long time ago, sucked all the patterns out of it, and sold it right away, because I only wanted the patterns. That's all I wanted. Size up a box here. That's gonna fit. Yeah, that looks like it will fit. Bonus. The smaller the box, the cheaper the shipping, right? If you made it this far in the video, you must really like just listening to drum beats, because there's not anything else going on. We're almost through. I just, after all this time, found the AB button. Almost done. $49. I think this is the last one. Yep. Because we're back to Rock 1. So I'm just going to play Rock 1 with a few variations. It's probably the one I use the most, wrote the most songs with. We'll do a little Rock 2 for the sake of it. Well, that's it. That's the video. If you're into this kind of thing, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.